The reason why the overtime rules are jacked up is because the Chiefs did not have to do something that the Bills had to do. If it was really going to be fair, then the Chiefs would have had to stop the Bills' offense, the same as the Bills had to try in vain to stop the Chiefs' offense. Each team should at minimum be guaranteed one possession regardless of what happens. It should not end because one unstoppable offense scored a touchdown while the other unstoppable offense is sitting there watching. A coin flip shouldn't carry that much weight.
A lot of fans wanted to see Josh Allen have the opportunity to touch the ball in overtime. Going back to 2019, you all obviously made a proposal. I'm curious, what were you aiming to change with the overtime rules in that proposal?
I don't know, but I'm glad we didn't change as of last night. But I had a chance to talk with Sean afterwards, and that's, I'm sure, something that they're going to look at again too. And I wouldn't be opposed to it. I just, that's a hard thing. I mean, one team, it was great for us last night, but is it great for the game, which is the most important thing that we should all be looking out for. So, it probably, to make things equal, it probably needs to be able to hit both offenses, both defenses. So.
God, I love you, Big Red. See, Michael, I scripted it that way intentionally because I wanted to remind you of what I said yesterday, that we as fans and the game deserve better. As great as that game was, one of the greatest games we've ever seen, that game deserved better than to end without the Bills having a possession. I scripted it that way, so that's what I said, and then that's what Andy Reid said.
Andy Reid
because
said,
because I understand. Because I understand you now, Michael. I understand our relationship, and I know how to communicate with you. And I know
now,
well, over the last 18 months,
took you that long.
And I know that when I say things, and maybe it's my delivery, maybe I say it wrong. I know that when I say things, they don't make sense to you. But when other people say the same thing that I said, you're like, oh, of course. And I'm like, I said that. So that's why I said maybe Andy Reid, maybe hearing it from future Hall of Famer Andy Reid say that the best thing for the game would be to fix overtime rules, even if the current rules benefited the Chiefs Sunday night. I thought maybe that would get you to reconsider your stance, that it was all about Buffalo's failure in that final 13 seconds of regulation and not about revising flawed overtime rules, whereas I say it's both.
Oh, it's both, right? Okay, good. I'm glad to hear you say that. I heard you say that.
I said that yesterday.
Because Andy Reid can't say that. Yeah, it is both. All right. You know what the great thing about classic games is, from a fan standpoint, we look at it. I could go back, and you're the same way. I could go back right now, and if you said, okay, I need you the rest of your day, I need you to watch Chiefs Bills 2 more times. Okay, fine. Give me my popcorn. Yeah. I'm good to go. I can watch that game over and over. It's just so much fun. As a matter of fact, how about some more B-roll from that game? I love some of those throws. Give me some Josh Allen throws. Give me some Patrick Mahomes throws. Make me feel better about myself. So the game, when you watch classic games from a fan standpoint, it's awesome. You know what we all need to see? We would all benefit from coaches sitting around watching the all 22s, the coaching tape, and telling you everything that went wrong in that game. Because so I'm going to get to the overtime in a second. But when you talk about the game, that game deserved better, coaches can tell you, yeah, that game deserved better. Our guys did an incredibly bad job on defense. The miscommunication Kansas City had before one of Gabe Davis's 4 touchdowns, 4 touchdown catches, some of the problems that Buffalo was having, keeping up with Kansas City, some of the missed tackles. We talked about this yesterday with Charles Robinson. At one point on one of Gabe Davis's touchdowns, I thought it was Allen Iverson crossing over Jordan. I mean, it was unbelievable. The defender is stumbling. It may be this one right here. No, that's not. Okay.
Well, no, he fell. 21 fell.
I know. So look.
So your point is,
it was not a great defensive performance. But let's get to overtime. Overtime, sure. You can tweak the rules. You can tweak it. There are lots of ways to do it. You can do it in the college football way. Start at 25-yard line. Everybody gets a possession. Everybody touches the ball. You can have the offense touch it. Each offense touch it one time. But the fact is, no matter what you do in overtime, we have to know going in that you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy. Andy Reid's not going to be happy. Sean McDermott's not going to be happy. Football fans won't be happy, especially if that you know, and Bill, before I get to that, Bill Belichick also had a proposal where he said, let's just play an extra period. Just play a whole period. No sudden death. See what happens at the end of the extra period. Well, that plan has flaws too. We can tweak this thing, and I think we're all looking for a perfect solution where one doesn't exist. You can have both offenses have the ball yesterday, on Sunday, and Buffalo comes up short. You're satisfied that the best team won? Is that it? That Josh Allen has one possession that doesn't wind up with a touchdown, and you say, and that's it, you're good.
You know, there's two pieces of advice that I would classify as some of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten. One is get better at being yourself. That was advice that was given to me when I first started doing on-camera work. Just get better at being yourself. Two is perfect is the enemy of good. And you might be right. There may be no perfect overtime solution that everybody's happy with. But that should not prevent us from looking at what happened Sunday night and saying, this can be better. How can we make it better? And I think what most people can understand is that and even Sean McDermott, while he didn't quite take complete ownership for not squib kicking or not putting his players in the best position to succeed at the end of regulation, he did at least acknowledge that it was poor execution. So I was like, okay, so you put it on the players, but nonetheless.
I was gonna say, yeah, poor.
Most people recognize.
You know I ain't gonna tell you what happened. I just tell you that it was poor execution. Otherwise, it wasn't me.
Well, look, I mean, we all saw that. We know that. We need you to tell us that. So we can recognize that there was a problem at the end of regulation, and that there's also a problem when one team, thanks to a coin flip, does not have to perform what the other team did. So yes, Michael, I think the simplest and best solution, an entire quarter, even if, let's say you played an entire 10 or 15 minute period, well, what if that ends up in a tie? What's the solution then? So you're going to need a solution to break a tie, whether it's at the end of a fifth quarter or at the end of 4 quarters. So to me, the most fair and equitable solution is each team gets a possession regardless, and next score wins. Then, at that point, you can't say, we didn't have an opportunity to stop them. Because, okay, somebody say, well, what if the team that wins the coin toss, what if the team that wins the coin toss scores, and then the next team scores, and then they get the ball back, the team that won the coin toss, and now they score, and the other team then get an opportunity because if you do it if you try to match possessions, it could go on forever, a la college. I know we can't have that. But if each team at least had a possession, then the team that didn't get the ball first can't say that they didn't have an opportunity to stop them, not once, but twice. Because, Michael, and I appreciate that you quoted my words from the Boston Globe yesterday. I think, what did I say? That you could always choose to stop them or something to that effect. Yeah, I do appreciate that the defense does bear some culpability for at the end of the regulation meltdown, you then let them drive 75 yards and score a walk-off touchdown. At any point, you could have played better defense and stopped them. I recognize that. It's much easier to deal with not getting an equal number of possessions if you at least got one. So if the Buffalo Bills defense yesterday doesn't stop Patrick Mahomes on the first possession, then Josh Allen, gee whiz. Josh Allen gets the ball and answers with a touchdown.
Don't assault him like that.
Josh Allen gets the ball and scores a touchdown. And then the Chiefs get it back and they score again. Then you know what? You didn't do your job on defense. But at least you had an opportunity to touch the ball. Or Josh Allen may have gotten stopped. So if the Chiefs score a touchdown on the first possession, who's to say that Josh Allen actually does march him down for a touchdown? Or if it's a field goal by the Chiefs and then Josh Allen gets a touch, I mean, it just is, at least let him touch the ball once. I think that's the next step. Is that perfect? No, but it's better than what we're using right now.
But it's better. Okay, I'll give you that. It's better than what we have right now.
And that's all I'm asking for.
And I don't think anybody would be hell bent against that, because Andy Reid, he's saying that right now. He's 1-1 in these situations. They were victimized by it in 2019, as the questioner brought up, and they were the benefactors of it, the beneficiaries of it in 2022. But let me say this, and I promise you, this is not coming from a shady place. It's no shade here. It's no shade. But you just said the best advice you got, and it's good advice. I like it, especially in TV or any kind of media, any kind of, you're trying to accentuate your voice. Somebody saying be better at being yourself. I think that's great advice. Okay. If you say Kansas City, what is Kansas City's calling card? Kansas City's calling card is probably offense. Buffalo is twofold. It's Josh Allen is their entire offense at times. I mean, no disrespect to anybody else, but Josh Allen makes the whole thing go. He's amazing. But they were the #1 defense in the league. And isn't it something? The #1 defense in the league is asking for a subsidy. The #1 defense in the league is that, can I get a little bit of help? Can I get a little bit? You're the #1.
Did you hear them say that? Wait, time out. That's not fair. They didn't say that.
Okay.
Fans of football are clamoring for the overtime rules to be changed. I have not heard a single Buffalo Bill say Josh Allen should have got the ball. I haven't heard that. Maybe I missed it. Have they said it?
Okay.
No, I'm saying, like, they're not complaining. Like, nobody disagrees that they didn't do their job. But you asked the Bill. I said it yesterday. I say it again. And this is what Andy Reid said. You asked the Bills to do a job that the Chiefs didn't have to do based on a coin flip. That doesn't feel right. That feels random.
But not in this case. In this case, if that's who you are, if that's your identity, you look forward to it. If that's your identity. Now, it's not everybody's identity.
What if I told you? What if I told you?
You're the #1 defense in the league.
This has happened 10 times in the playoffs under these current rules.
I know the stats.
And 9 times the team that's won the coin toss has won the game.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.